Okay. Okay, hello, dear students. Good evening. Welcome to our third encounter of English conversation course. My name is Melissa Ospina, and I'm so happy to see you again. I hope you had an excellent week before, and it's really good for me to see you again. And we are gonna start working on plenty of things today. So, it is necessary that for today encounter you get ready to speak more that from the last ones because you are gonna have more minutes and I'm gonna show you the time, but also it's important that you take into account to create a complete and clearly ideas. Just a really just tips for you for this class is that you have to remember what I told you the last class, that connectors are really necessary to to our ideas make sense, right? So now that's basically what I want you to do before start officially our class. But I want to know, Sandra, how are you?
Hello, teacher. How are you? I am fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thanks God. Nice to see you. How was your week? Was good, bad, or so?
In this week?
Yes.
Okay. In this moment, I working in my house. Um, I am studying online and in my English academy too, because the situation is very complicated.
Okay. Carol, how are you?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks God. Nice to see you again. So let us know how was your week. Let us know how was your week, Carol.
It was normal, so because I was doing uh, things, boring things like cleaning my house, or I went to the supermarket, or I did some works for the university.
Okay. So you were getting ready and organizing everything from the following weeks, right? Thank you, Carol. Nice. What you said. And Diana, let us know how was your week and how are you?
Hi, teacher. I feel very well, thank you. And in this moment, I right now at my house because I work as a primary school teacher, and there are no classes. And we are trying to prepare classes virtually, but it's difficult, very difficult, because many of my students I don't have internet,
They don't have
and much less a computer, for example.
internet. Okay.
It's very
Well,
difficult.
yes, I know. Like classes are being harder during this week because it's not only to say okay, let's do virtual classes. It takes many things like like what you say. Like some people don't have internet or don't have a computer, or maybe they don't have parents to lead them on the process, and they are primary school, so some of them don't know how to use as perfect a computer. So if the parent is working, they are not able to help them. So well, it's a really hard situation, but thanks God we have this type of tools like you and me can communicate and can still studying and working through online. But I was like, oh my God, thanks God my university is online because we are we are not gonna be behind on anything. No vamos a estar atrasados en nada. So well, guys, nice to see you, and let's start talking about today's activity. So as you know, the previous class we were talking about, well, like first, second, and this third class, we have been working about the CAE exam, Cambridge uh, English, speaking English, Cambridge exam. And the last class, we were specific with part 1 and part 2. For this class, we are gonna start working on part 3, and we are on part 4. And our goal is to recognize and to get prepared for the CA oral examination. So, as you know, well, after my recommendations, you are gonna talk about what you learned from each one of the videos that it's supposed you watched before. And before that, I want to talk to you, like, remember that the CAE exam is really important, and for you to go there, it's necessary for you to get prepared before, because what the examiner, what the person or the tutor that is going to be there, the interlocutor and the assessor are going to check your fluency, your vocabulary, and it's necessary that you never stop. It's like if you start answering a question, just continue doing and don't stop. And you have to respect also the time. So remember that the last class we were working about how can we respect the time that the persons over there give us. I have here the ideas. Give me a second here. So we are gonna, that's what we are gonna practice today. So I want to know, like, for example, Sandra, what you learned from the first video. What can you give us? What recommendation does the person of the video give to you about to take into account of the part number 3 of this exam?
Okay. In this video, he recommended the share the ideas, the be clear in the comments, in the intervention, in the of the topic.
What else?
Okay. Talk about the topic the teacher say, and listen to partners, and I don't know the answer, the make the conclusion, and share different context.
Perfect. Carol, what you learned from the video of part number 3? I'm gonna be short.
In this part of the exam, the participants have to discuss about a topic with different subtopics, and the candidates have to choose one of them or two of them, because all the topics it would be very large, and then they can explain what they choose these topics. They had to work, they had to listen to the peer, and they have to give relevant speaking, relevant arguments, and they have to explain the topic very well and give a conclusion finally. And and one topic I didn't understand when in the video says that share it. In the last part of the video says share it. I don't understand this topic. Share it what? Don't share it.
I
Something that.
and can you spell the word, please?
Share it. S
S A.
H A R I T.
Like
Compartir.
SHA. Compartido.
Yeah.
Okay, what you don't understand? ¿Qué entendiste?
Because the the mister that explains this video said some topics to take into account in the exam, but this topic was the last, and I don't understand this topic. Could
Okay. He was talking about the common mistakes that people do when they are presenting the exam. And they were saying like, okay, some of them don't finish, some of them use just basic English, or not share. Or they don't share is that you don't get involved with the person that is talking to you. It is like many people make the mistake that they think that they are just with the interlocutor or the assessor, but this phase or this part is focused on what you with another participant are gonna talk. It's clear?
so.
Okay. Uh, it's like when he talk about share, it's like you need to necesitas compartir the idea with the person that is with you, right? That's what is important.
Okay.
Diana, do you have something extra to mention about the part number 3 from what you see on the video?
Okay, teacher. And in the first part of the video, they ask a question about different things and why cell phone, credit cards, television, and the question are important to people. And the idea is to speak with the
To
exam
discuss.
partners. Okay, thank you. And the natural form and yes, sharing their opinion. Um, it is important to not get off topic, for example, and also reach the conclusion which subject is most important to me, for example, because the somewhere should not necessarily is agree with the partner.
Okay, perfect. So most of you say punctual and write things, and that's gonna be that's gonna make our works faster. So I'm gonna do like a summary of what you say. The part number 3 is focused on what is happening, and it happens in 2 or 3 minutes. Like you have 3 minutes to discuss with your partner about the topic, and as Diana said, it must need to sound natural. So it sounds natural when you can say with the other person, okay, I'm agree or I'm disagree with with what you are saying because this and this and this. So it's not necessary to reach a conclusion. No es necesario llegar a una conclusión, but it's necessary that always that you say it has a support. I mean, you need to give reasons. So you cannot say like, I love pink because yes, no. You have to say things like, I love pink, amo el rosado, because when I was a baby, that was my favorite color, because it made me feel feminine, because pink means love. I don't know, whatever you say, but anything or any point of view that you share with the person and the candidate that is with you must need to be with a reason. Is that clear, girls? You three?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
So perfect. And you can help your partner with the ideas. The main focus is to sound natural, reach a conversation with a relevant language, right? So it's
Listen to
necessary
the point,
that
learn
you,
relevant language.
exactly. So it's important that you know that it's not necessary to spend a long time with each one of the words. No, because most of the time we made that mistake. That happens to us with the pictures. You remember? You start defining picture by picture and it takes too long and you don't say anything at the end. So it's not necessary to take too much time, but it's necessary that you become prompt. That you prompt means exacto, que tú tengas exactitud in the things that you are gonna say. Is that clear? Let me know because okay. And the third one that the person was explaining over there and that I was telling to Carol are the mistakes, the most common mistake that we say that could happen in that moment. And it's that you don't finish the idea, that you use basic English, or that you don't share the ideas correctly with the person that is in front of you. Okay? Any question about part number one?
No,
No,
clear.
teacher.
No, teacher.
No?
I
Carol?
have, I have a comment. For to learn more vocabulary, I must read the news. For
Okay, okay. For you to get vocabulary, you read the news. Excellent. In English,
yes,
I guess. Right?
yes,
Perfect. That's a really good tool. And when you don't understand a word, because sometimes we don't understand word from the news or for a song or for a series, you stop the series, you stop the news, and you find on the translate like what does this word means. Because it's not like, okay, I don't know that word, but I'm gonna repeat it. No, if you are gonna use it, you must need to know what the word means. That's gonna help you a lot. Congratulations, Sandra. That's a good strategy. Excellent. So as we understand the part number three, let's gonna take our 3 minutes to do the practice. Remember that we are learning like information, we are receiving information, but we are also do the practice right now. So are you ready? I'm gonna show you my screen. Give me a second. Okay. Let me find the chronometer. Okay, so you know that each one of you would have 2 minutes in this moment to talk about the topic that I'm gonna give you. In 2 minutes, you have to give them any reason and create a good argument about what you think is better or what's the reason of the question that I'm gonna show. Is clear? So let me know how
what
many times
topic,
do you have to
teacher?
do your. I'm gonna show
What
you
topic?
in a moment. I'm gonna show you in a moment.
Okay.
Give me a second. So how many times do you have? How many times do you have, girl?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Excellent. Oh my God, the chronometer is slow. Okay, how are you? Okay, can you see my screen?
No. Yes.
Okay, here. So we start. I'm gonna read the question, and on the screen you can see like the subtitles that you say or the many things where you that you can use to start your idea. You see, it's like a chart. And the question for you is how difficult. Okay, let me know who's gonna start. Sorry, I'm gonna give you the order. First, Sandra. Second, Carol. Third, Diana. It's clear?
Clear.
Okay. So
I am
let's start.
second.
Remember,
I am second. I am second.
No,
who are you?
me.
Sandra. Who's talking? Sandra.
You are the one?
First,
Okay.
Sandra. Second, Carol. Third, Diana. Sandra, Carol,
Okay.
Diana.
Okay,
I
teacher.
Start
can,
here.
teacher, I can the screen. Okay, I can see.
The topic. Okay, thank you, teacher.
So the question is, how difficult might it be for a people to make these hopes and dreams come true? How difficult might it be for a people to make these hopes and dreams come true? Which one? Visiting foreign country, becoming a sports star, getting a car, traveling to the moon, or buying a house? So you have 30 seconds, all of you have 30 seconds, tienen 30 segundos to say it.
Teacher, I start with visiting for foreign countries.
No, you decide. It's your decision. You have to give your
Okay.
exposition. You have to expose your ideas. And remember that you have 2 minutes to do it. I'm gonna show you like this. When I show you this, it's because the time is over and it's the turn for the second one, right? So let's start. You have oh my god, how difficult might it be for the people to make these hopes and dreams true? Remember, girls, that it's necessary that you use the right connectors for you to make the ideas become sense, right? So, Sandra, your time start from now.
Okay. Getting a car. I think that getting a car is a wish in different people, but this is a bad situation in different countries because the pollution in the and the contamination in the countries is very difficult. Um, Getting a car is a wish the people for the easily for transportation home from home to work or home from home to university for transportation the children to school or anymore. But this situation is difficult in different countries because the pollution is the contamination is visible in the cities. The traffic is very difficult too, and the and the and the children have different illness for this contamination in country in the city, different city. Um, okay. Mm, the illness in the children and the olds and the people and the old people and and the okay. Carol,
Yes.
what do you think in this moment of the getting in a car?
Getting a car, it would be a dream because it's not very expensive. But I think the for me it could be visiting foreign countries because this is my favorite dream, and the most expensive would be the traveling to the moon because you need a lot of money to go to the moon. And the other dreams, buying a house and getting a car, it could be the first dreams come true. And becoming a sports stars would be a great dream, but this needs to train all your life since you are a children and day to day to becoming a sports star. And how difficult? The more difficult would be to go to the moon.
Are you agree or disagree with them?
Okay, and I agree with the contribution with my partner, and in the same way, if it is difficult to travel to other countries or get in a car and to travel to the moon, this is too constant. But this, if I could, I won't. Is very expensive. Yes, because in this country, in our country, do not have a stable job the for the people. Yes, and I don't know. And the visit different countries, I like, but it's more difficult. And for the I don't know, remember, for the very expensive. Um, I like to travel because in my country in this moment. Yes, and I'm becoming to a sports star. It's difficult because um, in this country no there is not uh, there is no support for this practice. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You take 1 minute 50, and the rest of your friends took 2 minutes. It's okay, guys. And recommendation for all of you. You need to make your recommendation or your ideas more fluent, right? Uh, Focus always on the idea of the topic. For example, what was the main idea here? It was to define how difficult might be podría ser to reach any of the following dreams or hopes. Now, Sandra, you start talking about how difficult it might be to get a car. So, Caro, when you become, I mean, your ideas were really clear, but what is important is that you generate a discussion about what is happening. So you can use words like, okay, I'm agree or I'm disagree with you, and you give the reasons, right?
Right.
And also, I wrote over here, escribí por acá, Diana, you have to keep working on the connectors, right? Because you give many ideas, but it was some of them were not connected. Remember that it's not that you start defining like item by item. No es que vamos a definir item por item. It's that you are gonna give a complete idea taking into account them. So you should mention, for example, just two, but why you consider both of them are the most difficult or to reach. Is that clear?
Right.
Perfect. So let's
Yes.
go to step number 4. And a quick review. As you know now, if you see the video, it was an example. You in the video you watched that was an example of the step number 4. So you find two boys with the director or with the assessor asking questions, right? So I'm gonna be now. I mean, in the stage number 3, you ignore me all the time, and it was good because in step 3 you were talking just between you. I was not necessarily there. I just was checking while you were talking. Now I'm here and I'm gonna be the person that is gonna do the questions to you. I'm gonna do the question just one time, and it's the same. You have 5 minutes to give the answer per person. And the other one is gonna answer the same one. So we continue even discussing, but with a specific question that I'm gonna do. Is clear? Do you want me to
So,
repeat?
teacher.
Okay.
Please.
In this moment, I'm gonna do a question to you. Les hago una pregunta. Of course, I took a question that is related with the topic before. Está relacionado con el tema que tratamos en la estación 3. So, I'm gonna do the question, for example. The question is, why Colombia is too hot? An example. And I did the question, and Sandra, then Caro, and then Diana has to answer. But I'm not gonna repeat the question 3 times. I do the question one time, and you start a discussion, and each one of you, cada uno de ustedes tiene 5 minutes to give your support ideas, right?
Right.
Clear?
Yes.
Any questions? ¿Alguna pregunta, girls?
5 minutes, teacher.
Yes, 5 minutes. It's longer.
Wow.
So you can do it. Okay. I'm gonna stop here to share my screen because you are not gonna see the questions, you are gonna listen. Are you still looking my screen? Or no?
No.
Okay.
No,
No.
teacher.
So the first question is, how important is for people to have hopes and dreams? In the same order, please.
Sandra.
Okay. Teacher,
Yes.
I can't see the screen.
No, it's that you don't need to say it because you have to listen to my questions. You don't have anything to say.
Okay. Repeat, please, the question, teacher. Hello? Carol,
Yes?
se paralizó la profe, ¿cierto?
Yes.
Diana.
Yes, the teacher get out.
Teacher.
Today the internet is bad because all people is trying to
Watch
Yes.
you.
learn different activities for this media. Is complicated for today.